Hey everyone, welcome to the Brickhaven project. If you saw my last video, you would have gotten to see a bit of a cinematic look of my LEGO city, not only in the daytime, but also at night. And today we're going to be doing a full city overview, going over all of the details and the structure of how I was able to create this layout. So let's take a look. Starting off with the structure of the layout, I do use the standard Mills plate, which does consist of a base plate, one brick, and one plate height to build the foundation for the entire layout. As for the tracks, you can see I follow the L-gauge standard, which is an amazing resource that is completely free to all LEGO builders online, and it is a set of instructions that details how to build custom ballast tracks for your own layout that follow not only the Mills standard, but also many O-gauge standards in the train hobby. I, on this layout, was able to use those instructions to not only ballast my own straight tracks, but also to ballast these custom curves that I was able to acquire from Trix Bricks, which is a company in Europe who are absolutely amazing, by the way. If you're looking for third-party LEGO curves with a larger radius, I would absolutely recommend using Trix Bricks, and then I was able to use the L-gauge standard instructions to allow me to ballast these larger radius curves to create a more wider path for my LEGO trains. Here on my current layout, I am utilizing a combination of radius 88 curves on the inner loop and radius 104 curves on the outer loop, and that seemed to work best for my layout based on the width and length that I was working with here, and they really do create an amazing look once they are all ballasted together here. Moving along to the roads in my LEGO city, I am using the standard Mills plate road system. It just seemed to work absolutely perfect here for what I was trying to accomplish, and I am doing that with the newer 2020 road plate packs that I had a lot of and decided to use those in combination with a bunch of other parts to turn them into Mills plate roads, because not only do I very much enjoy working with the Mills plate system, it allows for a lot of realism in your city, but also they were a little bit cheaper to get compared to brick building my roads. However, I am definitely interested in doing brick built roads in the future, and it's something that as I progress with this layout, I might swap out as time goes on. Moving away from the structure of the layout, let's kind of step back and take a little bit more of a closer look on some of the custom builds that I have throughout my city. So I'm not going to go over every single modular in particular. I will note that I pretty much have every single modular on this layout. The only one I do not have is the Boutique Hotel, and that's because I'm not too fond of that building, so it did not make it here in this layout, but I do want to cover some of my more custom MOCs that I have more or less in the front of the layout. So some of these are inspired by another builder under the name of Bevan's Bricks. You might have seen his channel on YouTube. He is an amazing builder, and if you haven't watched any of his videos yet, I highly recommend checking them out. So I've definitely taken some inspiration from him when designing certain aspects of this layout. But the first building I have here on the corner is this custom small town octane gas station. And this is very similar to a design of his, but I was really in love with the design, and I felt it was a perfect fit for my small town layout of Brickhaven. And then next to the gas station, I have my custom train station, which has some similarities, but a lot of custom features that I was very excited to include in a custom station like this. And the trains are a very big aspect of my layout. It's something that I really wanted to include a lot of, so having a good-sized small-town train station was very important to me. I added lots of very cool details in the front of the building, including an American flag and some other landscaping details throughout. If we move across the main road, next to the Welcome to Brickhaven sign is a custom Pizza Hut building, and this one I am very happy with how it turned out. You can see it even has Pizza Hut on the roof. And this was another little fun build that I thought would give a lot of realism to the city. Next to that is a custom auto shop. This one's completely custom, just something I built out of some pieces that I had on hand, and I'm very thrilled with how that turned out. There's even a garage and a full bay on the right side. And then the last building to round out the front section here is a custom post office building, again with an American flag in the front and some landscaping details as well. On the left side of the city, I do have a water tower, which was originally designed by Bevan's Bricks, but it is an amazing model and it fit very well into my city layout. And then behind that, we have a power station, which actually hooks into all of the telephone poles that I have running throughout my Lego city. So this was a huge staple of mine. I thought it would be really cool to have power lines running all throughout the layout. And so it is a feature that you will see all the way across, and it's just utilizing some of these wire pieces. These are all official Lego pieces. None of them are knockoffs or other types. And I am very happy with how the power lines look, and they do hook into that power station right back there. On the far left of the layout here, we have the train yard. And while this is primarily a train layout, no train layout is complete without a heavily detailed train yard. So in this yard, you'll find the Bricklink Designer Program set, the train shed, which is an amazing set. And then parked here on the sidings, you will find my custom well cars, which I did design myself using inspiration from other builds, as well as some custom container MOCs that sit inside those as well. And then as we continue down the train yard, you will see we have some work sheds, as well as a larger gravel area and a signal tower here to cap off the end of the layout here. And I am very much into telling little stories in my Lego city. It's one of my favorite things about constructing this layout. And so you will find lots of those little scenes here within the yard. Making our way to the back of the layout, you will find the back two train lines, as well as many of the official modular buildings with a couple of custom modulars in between. And then there are some alleyway details, which I think really help to give the modular buildings a little bit of space so they're not so clustered together. And then as we move along, you'll see some more official modular buildings, and then another alleyway that I have back here in between the fire brigade and the Parisian restaurant. And then I do have the brand new 2026 shopping street in my layout as well, as I was fortunate enough to be able to make it to my local Lego store on January 1st to pick this modular up. It is a really amazing build, and I think works really nicely next to the Parisian restaurant. And then at the very end of the street, we do have a parking lot for the museum. That pretty much brings us back to the front of the layout, rounding out the full overview of my Lego city known as Brickhaven. But this full overview wouldn't be complete if I didn't turn off the studio lights here and turn on all of the lights in my Lego city. So let's take a look with all the lights on. And here is the city of Brickhaven in full glow. So I have the studio lights turned off and all the lights here on the layout turned on. And this really gives an impressive look of the front city here, because I have all of the modulars lit up, as well as all of the smaller buildings here in the front, and all of the cars on primarily just the front road as of right now, completely lit up. And some of my favorite features of the lighting are definitely the emergency vehicles. So you can see the cop car here, as well as the fire truck back there. And I also have the traffic lights fully lit up as well. They are actually running a traffic light sequence that was designed by Bevan's Bricks, and he sells that product on his website, and it is a really cool product. I don't know if we're going to get to see it here. Oh, there we go. So you can see they turn yellow, and then the lights completely change. And so that is a really cool feature that I'm really happy to have integrated on this layout. And then one of my other favorites is the front of the Palace Cinema sign with all the flickering lights. I just think that turned out amazing as well. So definitely getting to see the city at night with all of its lights is a really cool experience. It's honestly been one of my favorite parts about building this layout, has been expanding upon all of the lighting, because I really think it helps bring the entire city alive. So I'm not fully finished with my lighting journey. I haven't quite finished lighting some of the modulars on the back side, and I haven't finished lighting the cars on the back streets yet. But I've tried to light as much as I can. It's definitely very time consuming, and the lighting can get very expensive, but it is one of the things that I really love about building this layout, and I'm hoping to continue working on well into 2026. And hopefully soon we'll be able to have the entire layout fully lit, because I think that would really make it look amazing. So this is going to be the last look of the city here in full glow before I turn the Lego City lights off and the studio lights back on so that we can hit the outro. And that is going to be the end of the full overview of my Lego City known as Brickhaven. I am incredibly excited with how this layout has come together, and my plans for 2026 are just as exciting. I have a future expansion in the works right now. I'm going to give you a little bit of a teaser of that. You can see if I pan a little bit to the right side, you can see I've got some work there that I have yet to show you guys. So stay tuned to a future video that will cover that new expansion. I've been working very hard on that, and I'm very excited to present that to you guys as well. So I hope you enjoyed this full overview of my Lego City. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions or any changes that you think I should make. I am very open to any ideas that you guys have, because my ultimate goal is just to make the coolest Lego City and Lego train layout that I possibly can. So please leave any ideas and suggestions that you guys have down below in the comments. I really appreciate any feedback that you guys have. But with that, I'm going to leave the video here, but don't worry, because I will be back very shortly. I've got some more video ideas planned, and hopefully we can keep this going and have lots more Lego City updates for you guys in the very near future. So thank you again for watching today's video, and we will see you next time on the Brickhaven project.